Hello guys, in this video we will discuss about WPF, and I will try to make this tutorial more simplified, more easy for you, and we will discuss only the important aspects regarding the layouts, and so you can start your practice immediately without going into too much details. Details we will discuss in the next videos, but this video is regarding what type of layouts we have in WPF and how they are useful in developing the desktop applications. So here we go, we open the Visual Studio, and I create a new project. I will select WPF with C#, WPF layout practice. I am setting this name, and I will also upload this project to GitHub, and I will paste the link in the description of this video. I would suggest you guys to watch this full video till end, and if you have any suggestions or if you have any question, you can ask in the comment box. I hope you will learn the concepts regarding the layouts, and this will be helpful in designing your required application. So I assume you have the basic knowledge of programming, and you know what are the challenges we have when developing the interfaces or the UI. So here we have a main window.xaml. When we create a new project, we have this file main window, and if I run it, it will just open one window, and we have this app.xaml for the configurations. So when you are a new developer, you do not have the knowledge of the layouts in WPF. So what you will do, the mistake, you will start dragging and dropping items here, okay, like this. And let's say you have some requirement to place 3 buttons in one line. What you will do, if you do not know about the layouts, you will simply drag and drop the buttons here, and you will assume that it will work fine. Yes, apparently it will look fine and it will work fine, but when you have different layouts and when you have different screens, then resolution wise you will start facing the problem. For example, I have this window here, these buttons are appearing correctly, but generally it should appear in the center of the screen, and it should become bigger. When I am maximizing, the buttons should become bigger according to the resolution. And if you and you see, if I reduce the size on the left side, like I just change the size of this window, you can see the button are cut, which is not a right approach. I believe that they should move into the next line. So hope you understand, like the formatting is appearing correct for a new developer of WPF, but generally this is not correct. When you are deploying this application on big machines or some kiosk or some big panels, you will start facing the problem. So let's say you have some requirement where you want to place buttons like this, and also you want to place buttons like this in a second row. Okay, so this is apparently correct, but screen wise it is not correct. Screen wise this is wrong. This is wrong approach. When you are maximizing or minimizing, there is no effect on the buttons, and they will remain on the on their place, just like we have position absolute in HTML. So for this we have grid control, we have grid layout. Here you can see the grid tag is here, but we are not taking benefits of this grid. Okay, so what I will do, let's maximize it first. Okay, and here what I will do, I will first remove this what I have drawn here, for example, and I will start utilizing the grid control in a correct way. Okay, so what I will do, in grid I have grid column definition tag. Okay, so how we can create that, first we have the grid tag by default coming when we are creating an application. So I will do grid.column definition. This is, first I need to define the columns here, column definitions. Okay, so here in grid.column definition, guys, I will try to keep the concept simple, and I will try that you learn the important aspects and basic aspects first. Okay, so we will not go into much details, rather I will just make you learn how we can use these layouts and how they are helpful. So in grid we have one tag which is called column definitions. Every grid, every table, we have column and rows. Okay, so we have one grid dot column definition and one tag which is called grid dot row definitions. Okay, so let's say I have grid dot column definitions. Let's say I have three columns. So what I will do, I will uh, create the first column definition. I will keep its width as 1 times of the width. This one static means 1 times of the width. Let's say you have a window of 800 pixels, like you can see here. So 1 times means 800, and if I have 3 columns, so it means 800 divided by 3. Okay, and or if I have four columns, so it will be 200 pixels width by default if it is 1 times. So we will see how it works. Now just learn that I will put 1 times here. One static means 1 times, means this will take the space of a one section. Okay, here I have another definition. I will put another definition. Basically these are the number of columns. If I have 3 columns, I will put 3 columns definition here. Okay, and then I will put column definition again. It is again one static. So I will show you how it works. We will not try to quickly cover each and everything. We will just see one in a more simplified way, in a more easier way, so you learn the aspects. So here we can see how the designer is showing you. If you see here, you can see these 3 columns are defined here. Okay, now we have rows. We will not go into the rows first. Let's keep the tag it open. Now we have, let's say we draw a button. Okay, and we make it X. Okay, and we can put it grid dot column 0. Okay, so you can see here what it is happening here. The button which I have created here, it is taking the first column definition by default. Okay, because I have defined column as 0, the first column. Okay, and as there is no row definition, so it is taking as full row. Okay, like full column. So because I have not defined any number of rows, so it is taking the full space. So if I run it, you can see it's a button appearing like this, and if I maximize it, you can see the button is also getting bigger, and these two spaces are empty. You can see these two spaces are empty for column second column and third column. Okay, let's develop another button here. And I write it as grid dot column 1. Okay, so you can see it has taken the first column. So we have 0, 1 and 2. These 3 columns we have. So if I run it, you can see X and Y. Okay, so these are the two buttons coming here. Now we have the third. So I have placed a text box here, and I will put a grid dot column equal to 2. So now if I run it, you can see here 2 buttons and 1 text field. They are appearing like this. If we maximize it, it becomes bigger. If we minimize it, reduce the size, it becomes like this. So it is properly aligned. You can see like alignment changes with the changes we are making. So here what we will do, now we will see what is the purpose of row definition. What I will do, I will put grid dot row definition Let's say I make it height as 100. So here you can see automatically these three controls are going into first row. This, let's create another row. Okay, and this is also for 100 pixels, and let's add one more button in the second row. The purpose here is to make you guys learn how the layout is working. So let's keep it in the column 0. Okay, and we need to identify which row it is. By default, this one is automatically taking the 0th index row, which is the first row, and this one we are identifying. So it's always better to identify for the code readability as well. So let's do like this. There is no difference if we identify or do not put any value here for the 0th row, but it's better convention to do that. Okay, so now you can see the button A is in the column 0. 0 means first column, and row first. Okay, so you can see now. Okay, so you can see A is in the second row, and X, Y, and this field is in the first row. So this way we can make our layout, and whatever, let's say we have some form or some uh, design to implement, we can do that in a proper format. Now we have one question, that what if we want equal resolution and equal placement of the elements, like for the row Y it is 100 pixels. Let's say we want it to be like taking the equal space, like for the columns you can see it is taking equal space, first column, second and third column, they are taking the equal space of the area. Okay, because we have used times here, so same way we can do here, we can use times. Okay, so this way it is taking the full screen and dividing by 2. If we have one more row here, let's say like this, so now it is 3 times, so each element is divided by 3. So now you can see here X, Y, A, and this third row, because we have not put any element in the third row. So what we can do, let's do one more thing to make you guys understand the concept how this layout is working. We create a text field. Okay, let's keep it empty. We can place it here just for the readability. So this is the text field coming here. Let's say we want that this text field should take the full part of the area. In this case, we will use the option call span. Okay, so call span is the option which will take the space of the 3 columns. Okay, but it will remain the 1 column, but it will take the space of the 3 columns. So how it will look like, let's run this. So you can see the text field is taking the full placement of the third row. So this is basically remained a 1 column, but it is taking the placement of the 3 columns. So we have this option which is called call span. So this way we can develop any interface where we need equally divided controls, and equally divided areas. So you can use this grid control, grid layout in any requirement. Okay, so there is no specific requirement, but just any requirement where you where you want the equivalent placement of the elements, you can use this layout. So you can see if I maximize it or if I reduce the size, the all the controls are moving equally. So the purpose of this tutorial is just to explain you guys how the grid layout is working. This is the most simplest way I could have explained you, and this is the most easiest concepts, okay, regarding layout. So I hope you guys have learned this, and you will implement it, and I will also upload these screens on my GitHub. Okay, so now we will move to the next part, which is called another layout, which is stack panel. Okay, let's create a new screen, and I give you another example. So why we need stack panel, and what is the benefit of using the stack panel view. So here we will add a new WPF window. Let's uh, name it as coffee selection. So coffee selection.xaml, this is the file which has been created. So let's say we have some requirement like this. We are building an interface, a GUI screen for a coffee machine, and where uh, we have to give them the view, please select coffee, like this. So guys, I am trying to keep it as simple as possible, because I know if you are a new learner of WPF, I don't want to go into too many details, so it will be difficult for you to learn all the concepts at one time. So let's develop something basic. If you know the basic, then you can build advanced on it, taking the help from the internet or taking the help from my next videos. So here, let's say we have the option, we want to put something like this, black coffee. Okay, then we want to put another button here, latte. Then I have another button here, Turkish coffee, something like this. So let's say we have some requirement like this. From app.xaml, we change the screen, the initial screen as coffee sample, coffee selection. So after running this, you can see that here we have one label, it is showing please select coffee. Then we have three buttons, but you can see if I maximize the window or if I reduce the size of the window, you can see the button remains the same size, and they are not equally spreaded. So for that purpose, we have special layout in WPF which is called stack panel. Okay, so we will go into the stack panel. So we are opening this coffee select, maximize it and do some changes with respect to stack panel. First of all, it has used the default layout grid. Let's make it stack panel, and let's remove this all type of alignments and keep it as simple as possible, because we drag and drop the elements and it configuration automatically came as per the drag and drop. Now we have put simple label and three buttons in a stack panel, and we have removed all type of configurations which were done automatically. So let's run it and see what happens. Now you can see it is looking a better interface. If I am maximizing it, if I am doing any change with the window, you can see it is going according to that, and this please select coffee is coming like this. And let's say now we can do any configuration here. We can make it as display horizontal alignment center. So you can see it is coming like this. Now there are other options which you can do. You can change the font, you can change the color, whatever you like. But this is the main key point why we need StackPanel, where we have some requirements in the interface. We want to build something related to the choices or options, and you want to keep it in the center line or in a proper stacked aligned elements. So for that we need the StackPanel. So this is the simplest example I could have given you for the StackPanel view. So what we have discussed so far, one is the grid view, okay, where we build different type of uh, columns and rows in a grid, and I have shown you how you can place your elements. And then we have studied the stack panel where we have put the labels and buttons here, and I have shown you how we can utilize this layout and what are the benefits. So now we will move to the next layout called dock panel. So we will create one more layout and we will see what is the benefit of dock panel. Let's name it as DockPanel.xaml. Guys who have worked with WPF or any desktop application or web application who knows how to design interfaces, they know what docking means. Docking actually, you can see this toolbar which is appearing on the left side. This is called left docked. Like this always remained on the, you can see docked here. It always remains on the left side. And this one, this file structure layout, it is rightly docked. So if you have any such requirement where you want the elements to be properly docked on the left, right, or bottom, or on the top, uh, in this scenario you will use the dock panel layout. So we will write the tag as dock panel here, and let's place one button. Okay, then let's add one more button. Okay, and the last one we make right button. Okay, now if I run it, let's change its configuration. Okay, dock panel I already done. Let's run it and we see what happens. You can see top is on the top, left is on the left, bottom is on the bottom, and right is taking more space as compared to the other control. The reason is there is one option in dock panel which is called last child fail. Okay, if we, by default it is true, we need to make it false, otherwise the last element will take the full space of the area. Okay, so now if we run it, we'll see what happen. You can see now every element is taking the equal space. The elements are properly docked which we have placed here. Let's for experiment add one more button, and we keep it left aligned and stick to the bottom. Now let's run it. Now you can see this button is on the left side but stick to the bottom because we have docked it to the bottom. So this way guys you can meet your requirement. If you have any requirement, like here in Visual Studio you can see you have some control box, it is docked line, docked on the left line side, and then we have this on the right side, rightly docked, and then we have this bottom dock. So any requirement can be met using this great view. Okay, so this is the view option, like you can use and anywhere you like as per your requirement. And guys, so today we have discussed grid layout, we have discussed DockPanel, we have discussed StackPanel. So these are the three important layouts which need to be learned to make the basic WPF application. I have made the video basic so you guys can easily grasp the concept, and with the experiment and with the help you can take from the internet, you can make something bigger as per your requirement. So guys, if you like my video, please like it and subscribe the channel. And if you have any question, please ask in the comment box, and any feedback. Further, we will do discussion in the next lecture of WPF. So thank you so much and thanks for your time. Have a good day.